Hello guys, how's it? Welcome. Glad you're here. Well, would you look at this? Funded trader markets, the funded account that we've got. Sorry, it's showing the 50% off here. These guys have now incorporated, of all things, TradingView onto their platform. So now, well, yeah, I wonder if it's just the platform they had that's done that, or what's actually happened here. But this is amazing. So now on the funded trader account, we don't need to keep going back to the other charts and looking at it there. You can actually trade directly off the funded trader account now. And that's actually quite cool. That's actually really cool. Look at that. So I only discovered that now because obviously I don't really look at these charts that much. I normally only turn it on if I need to take a trade. And yeah, last night I took a trade on the US 500, which is this. And before I went to bed, because I live in South Africa, not in the USA, how's it, Elaine? I actually moved my stop loss up pretty close because I don't trust it with all the geopolitics and that. And when I woke up this morning, it had been taken out. I made a profit. There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, on my real account, about $700. I wasn't too concerned about that. The profit on this was like so small, like $40 or something ridiculous. But yeah, just saying, can you imagine that? So yeah, and then I had a look here and I saw this and I thought, well, that's interesting. These guys are now actually offering TradingView as part of their deal. So that's actually quite nice. It's on the Match Trader, which is downloads. Yeah, Match Trader. So I took the Match Trader back when I took this funded trader account for you guys when we were going to test it out, and I wasn't really that happy with it. I thought, well, maybe I should have taken the C Trader, but now that they got this, that's absolutely fine. That actually works well for me because we're all used to working with this. The South African top 40 trade that we took for you guys on Tuesday, was it? And we wanted to show stop loss. And I thought this trade was going to fail dismally, and it worked out. So there you go. It's doing quite well. I moved the stop loss up as well, so it's in a profit. Who cares? That's actually brilliant. That's absolutely marvelous. So glad to see you guys are back. Afternoon. Amsterdam. Yeah. No, Amersham, UK. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, great. Mr. Forbes. Trevor from the Bahamas. Yes, I got your emails. I hope you got the replies. And I do remember your emails. Yes, fantastic. Good to have you on board. Good to see you here at the live show. Absolutely fantastic. Got any questions? Drop them in the chat. We'll have a look for you. And then, yeah, you'll notice I promoted today's live show as Trading Without Indicators. On Tuesday, we did stop loss. We went into stop loss extensively, and we showed everybody how to put a stop loss in, how to calculate your trade. And today, we're going to talk about why we don't need indicators on the charts and what the point is of not having indicators on the charts. But I think what we will do is we'll wait for a few more people to come on board because we have opened a little bit earlier. I've decided to start opening. It's 2:30 my time here, and it's usually when all the sort of news items and news things come out on your side of the world, and well, they come out on our side of the world as well. But it's just that sort of time of the day when the news happens. And it's just interesting to see what happens with the markets when that news happens. And from what I can see here, one of my trades is taking a bit of knock with the news. Yeah, it's obviously going against me. So, but that's okay. You know, that's just one of those things. I guess there's a news item out that is somehow affecting that in one way or the other. As you know, I don't play into the news and I don't wait for the news and I don't watch for the news because it just drives you insane. Like this, for example, was down here a moment ago, and look at that long green bar going up there. Should I get out of this trade and run? No, most certainly not. But what these guys do is they allow you to trade the news, by the way. They allow you to trade the news. They allow you to trade overnight. And they also allow you to keep it over the weekends. And they allow you to trade your own system. So quite cool, actually. They're actually really cool. Ooh, look at what this thing is doing. That's actually quite amazing if you look at it. And that's on the H1. Let's put it on the H4. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I look at other time frames. That's just me playing the fool, eh? But H4 is what we normally trade. Now, if you look at the H4 on this Euro Japanese yen, you can see why I've taken it short. Look at the triple top up here. I mean, goes without saying that you've got to take the trade. So we shall see what happens with that, and we shall see where it goes. Let me know if the audio is okay. I'm hoping the audio will be okay today, because I have put my mic a little bit further out, so it shouldn't be a problem though. You should be able to hear me quite clearly. So yeah, so whatever news item came out now, all I'm seeing here is ECB. So monetary policy statement. Yeah, okay, so we're trading against the euro, so I guess that's probably what's going on here. It's all about the euro. It's got nothing to do with the actual Japanese yen. It's more to do with the euro. So that will move around a little bit. I mean, I was looking earlier on at the euro US dollar, and okay, there it is. There it is. The big fall for the euro. Okay, makes sense now. I wonder what she said. That's what I've always loved about these news items. They say something and then something like that happens. But you know what? It always settles back in, and the market will always fool you into a false sense of security. So why don't we need indicators on our charts, guys? Why do we want to put indicators all over our charts? Now, a good example of this is this Trading View likes to put huge amounts of indicators. They got so many indicators available to you that you could go insane. Greetings from Switzerland. Hey, how's it, man? How's it? Welcome. Thanks for the heads up on the audio. I'm glad it's doing okay. My chair's a bit squeaky, but hopefully that'll be okay. Do you put oil on them, or what do you do? You know? It's getting old. Maybe I'm getting heavy. Who knows? Right. So the thing with these trading view charts is there's so many indicators available on them, and the guys go mad with the indicators. And the problem with that is what actually goes wrong is you start in your mind, because as you know, I've told you guys that this is a psychological game, and this is about your business plan, and this is about how you approach trading. So what I find traders doing is putting more and more indicators onto their chart, not only confusing themselves, but also creating a scenario where you get paralyzed and you can't take a trade. Because you look at a trade, now if I look at a trade and I keep it simple, I'll look at this trade and say, oh, I'm going long there, I'll just take that trade long. Then I'll start putting moving average crossovers in, I'll put the MACD in, and I'll add the volume, and I'll put some other fandangled fancy system in place. And then I'll start saying to myself, oh no, but if I look at that, that's telling me it's going to go the other way. And if I look at that, that's telling me it's, and you start getting conflicting information in your head. And the reason for that is pretty simple, really. And that is that in the market, it's filled up with buyers and sellers, mostly institutional, but there's a lot of us retail traders, buyers and sellers. And we've all got our own idea and our own idea of what is an edge, our own idea of what is a good system, what time frame we should trade on, and how we're going to win in the stock market, or trading Forex, or trading futures, or spreads, whatever you want to call it. And what actually ends up happening is, if you think about it, each buyer and each seller in the market wants to win. There isn't anyone out there who actually wants to lose. None of you want to lose. Okay, nobody gets into trading with the idea that they're going to lose money, but that's actually what you've got to do. You've actually got to get into trading with the idea that there's a possibility that you're going to take losses. You've got to be able to take the losses to make the wins. But what ends up happening now is you start seeing the picture when you put all these different indicators on of why you've got buyers and sellers in the market, because everybody's got their systems in place, and those systems start to work against each other. And that opens your psychology into the understanding that the market is a 50-50 game. It can go up, it can go down. The reason we take trades based on the probability of what happened in the past. So, for example, this South African top 40 index that we've got a trade on, the one we took on Tuesday together. If you look at this, it's in a structure of an upward bullish trend. So we take this trade based on what we see in the past, what we saw behind us here. And that's what entices us to take this trade in the most simple way possible. Of course, we can overcomplicate it, and we can go completely nuts. And we can do all this ICT stuff and all this fancy stuff that they put out there and promote to you that you can make $1 million in a day and become a trader in 3 days and that sort of thing. And we all know that that's not possible. But when you start overcomplicating it like that, you spend more time worrying about complicating it than actually taking the trades. And that's where the problem actually comes in. And then you start trading on the 5-minute time frames, and you become one of those statistics, the 99% that lose in the stock market. How's it, Kokoro? Welcome back. Good to see you again from Norfolk in the UK. Oh, that's wow. People from all over the world here. You know, somebody asked me on Tuesday, and I actually forgot to answer the question. Somebody asked me if I keep a journal. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did years ago. And then I stopped wasting my time, because in all honesty, I found myself spending a lot of time making this little journal and putting all my trades down and all that sort of thing, which I could just draw a statement for anyway. And, you know, putting little pictures and whatnot, but never really going back to check it out, because I don't have time for that either. So I was just like, you know what? I've been trading for many years. What's the point? I know how to trade. I'll just take my trades. They win or they lose. I'm not going to change my system. I'm not going to get overcomplicated. So there we go. You know, I'm gonna go with it. You know, is ICT legitimate? That's your question there, Travis. I love your question, but I don't know if they're legitimate or not. You know, for me, they have a legitimate system, and it's very much based on what we do here, but we do it in a simple manner. They've just overcomplicated it in a massive way. And I think the big thing is that people overcomplicate things so they can sell you some kind of course or sell you into something. But you know, by the same token, guys, you've got to look at it from a perspective of I'm not one of those traders that gets onto YouTube and disses all the other traders and says they're all, you know, talking rubbish and they're all this and they're all that. I don't like the guys that promote to you that you can become a millionaire in a day. And I don't like that type of stuff, obviously. But by the same token, I'm not here to, you know, I see there's a lot of guys out there that like to bring other people down and say, no, that guy's this and the guy should do this and the guy should do that and they should, you know, all this rubbish. And I honestly don't enjoy that. I'm not that type of guy. So I'm not going to bring anybody else down. But what I am going to tell you is you don't need to overcomplicate it. You don't need to buy $1 million course. You know, you can just sit here and chat with me, and you can watch my videos, and you're welcome to watch all the other video guys as well. You know, I always say all of these guys that are out there showing you trading systems, even if they have a course to sell you, at the end of the day, you can learn something from them. And I always maintain one of the most important things is, like I say to you guys, I know just about how, I'll be lying to you if I say I know how every indicator works, but I know how most of them work, and I know how most of the systems work, and how you can use most of the systems that are out there. I mean, I could sit here and I could make video after video after video on how you can trade with MACD, and how you can trade with the moving average crossover, how you trade with Fibonacci, fair value gaps, how you trade with supply and demand, all the different things that you can trade with. I can sit here for hours and how to trade with volume and just show you how to trade with all these things. But maybe one day I'll get to that. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to keep it simple and I'm trying to keep it basic and I'm trying to stay away from all that. But if you guys want to learn about that stuff, I mean, it's really good for you to know how to use that stuff and really good for you to know how the other traders are trading and how they're using it and how it's beneficial. But what you've got to be careful of is what I said in the beginning is getting your mind caught up in all that stuff of, oh, but this guy's showing this is showing this and that's showing that and start working against each other. That can become quite complicated. Yes, you are quite right. Hey, Stephen, back from Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome back, Stephen. You say a lot of people advise having a journal, and I agree with that. I do not disagree that it's a good idea to have a journal, and especially if you're new to trading, because where it'll help you if you're new to trading is you can look back on your mistakes from last week. So if you've only been in trading for a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, then yes, a journal is quite an important thing to have, because you can go back and see where you went wrong and what you did wrong, and you can try and correct it, whatever the case. And if you want to change the system every 5 minutes, it's going to help you in that sense as well. But for me personally, I dumped it long ago because I just can't be bothered with wasting my time on admin that I don't need to. For example, I don't need to sit here and write down every single trade that I take. If I click a button with my broker and I say buy, even if it's this funded trader account, even if it's these guys, even if it's this funded trader, and I say, guys, take this trade from me, and I click in it, I can go and find my statement. I can go and draw it, and I can see every single trade that I took. I can go and see my entry point, my exit point. I can check my win rate, which you guys know I don't play into a win rate. As far as I'm concerned, a win rate is rubbish. It's all about profitability. So if you approach it as a business and you have a business plan, you really, a journal, everybody plays into this. I think it's just, even I tell people have a journal. Even I've told people have a journal. It's good for you. But if you don't need to, if you've got to a point where you understand how to trade and you know you're not going to trade your trading system because you've made a few losses in a row, if you've come to the realization that the market's a 50-50 game, you're going to lose 5 trades and win 5 trades, then you don't need a journal anymore, because you don't need to go back and start digging around and finding out why am I losing and that sort of thing. A good idea for a journal would be, for example, if you wanted to invent yourself a sort of system to understand what happens when the markets open, for example. When the markets open, they do this and they do that, and you wanted to go back and just have a good old look at what's going on in the markets and see if you can design your own system as to when to take a trade and when to not take a trade, then you can start a journal based on that. But to just note down every single trade, I've done that in the past, and I found there was no point to it, because if I really needed that information, your broker normally does it for you. So yeah, you're right. People will quote that you must have a journal. It's up to you at the end of the day. I certainly believe that it's not going to make you a failure, and it's not going to make you profitable having a journal. All it's going to do is record your trades. That's all it's going to do. Effectively, that's all it does for you, is record your trades. And if you want to take pictures of why you took the trade and that sort of thing, great stuff. Like, for example, if I was to post every single trade that I took on your Discord channel here, that would be a journal. That would be, I could go back there and I could go and see what I posted. Why did that trade fail? Why did that trade work? But quite frankly, most trades I can remember why I took it. I don't need to write it down. And even a business plan, I don't need to write it down. My business plan is a 2-part business plan, as you guys know. So no, not necessary. I see you say I agree with you, but yeah, a lot of people put a lot of effort into making little spreadsheets, into doing a lot of admin, and maybe because you've got nothing else to do during the day, I don't know, and putting little figures in places and working out little sums. And guys, a child can trade. A child could trade. You could take a child and say to him, go and learn this and go and trade, and they could do it. What overcomplicates it, what makes it difficult, is trading with money. That's what makes it difficult, because it's so difficult for us to get past the fear of losing money, or even if you're winning. For example, I took this US 500 trade yesterday. There's a good example, okay? I took this US 500 trade yesterday, and it was going really well, and I had my stop loss at 57.95, right? Which would have lost me $1,000. I'm not talking about the funded trader account now, because I had it there as well. That was a much lesser amount. But on the real account, I had 57.95 for a loss of $1,000. Okay, now this is where the psychology comes in, because I took the trade at 58.19, right? If you guys are on the Discord, you would have seen that. Took the trade at 58.19 with a stop loss at 57.95. Now, most of you will agree that that's an extremely tight stop loss. It's really, really close. But I looked at the scenario of this was a demand level, and if I just put my stop loss below that, we should be okay. But it's an expensive trade, because my profit, my profit target was 59, which would have made me 3,500, right? So I looked at that as a good trade. But when I went to bed last night, the USA was still open. I thought, wait a minute here. Let me just move my stop loss up to about $700 and then leave it at that. And it was above that. I was about nearly $1,000 in profit. And I went to sleep and I woke up, stop loss taken out. But I'm not unhappy, because I made a $700 profit. But the psychology of it is, oh my goodness, if I'd only stayed in the trade, if I had not moved my stop loss, I would have been almost there. I would have been a couple of $1,000 up. So effectively, what my brain's telling me is not that you've won $700. It's telling me you've not gained the other 3,300 that you could have made as well. Up to this point, you could have had another $1,300, and so your brain's like busy beating you up because you fell out of the trade. So that's the psychology of trading. You get more upset about things it's not like a negative, but you're more upset about it because you're not in it. You're not with it. You didn't make that money. So, it's a funny thing, the brain. And it's not just fear. It's just that FOMO, that I lost out feeling. And you get that no matter how long you've been trading, who you are, doesn't matter what, you will always have the same feeling. And the fear of, for example, if you are in this trade here, this was a lucky trade at the end of the day, because we played around with it on Tuesday. And a few moments ago, we were $500 up. Now we're $460 up. A lot of you guys would be wanting to click that and get out. You'd be wanting to get out of this trade right now. Whereas I'd rather just put the stop loss there. I'm in profit. I'm happy with that. But if it does get taken out, that it's still gonna hurt at the end of the day, because I want that profit up there. It's just the psychology that you have to get around. So you have to switch off from it. You have to literally switch off from it and say, I'm prepared to take the loss, and I'll be okay if we take the win. And I got taken out of gold as well, Elaine, and that's that's another one that hurts, because that's another one that took out one of my stop losses when I was asleep. And yeah, gold would have been great, because look at it now. And once again, taken out in profit. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think I actually closed the trade in profits because it was the weekend or something. It was a good trade, and it made a decent profit. But at the end of the day, it could have made so much more, and that's always what hurts. But look at this, guys. There's a big double top up here. So I'll just wait for it to come back, give us another room, and then we'll take another long, and you'll get another trade. And that's another thing in the market that you have to understand. There'll always be another trade. There'll always be another entry point. There'll always be another chance. Don't just say, oh, I lost out. You haven't lost out. There'll always be another chance in the market. Euro. Are you in the euro US dollar? I think I had it here on this side. Open, did I? Euro US dollar. Let's just have a look. What have we got? It's running. Stop loss is at 107.65. So you're quite far away on the stop loss. The stop loss is down here. Where did you get in, Doug? Because, yeah, remember I would have said to you yesterday, I think I've got a better drawing of it on this side. Yeah, okay. That's what I said to you yesterday, guys, or Tuesday. This thing is short. And even the Great British Pound US dollar, I think I called it short this morning. It is pushing along here. It's retesting this, and it's probably going to continue on short. Because what I see is this bigger pattern here. This big pattern, it's down, bearish, 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 consolidating, normally resolves to the downside, even though that was there. And the euro, see what I'm looking at here is the Dixie as well. Look at this. It's like a lamp ball formation. Look, but here's the thing, Doug. There's a good chance that this Dixie is going to fall over because it is a lamp ball formation. On the euro US dollar, it's really oversold. So there's a good chance of some recovery here. You got it 108.90. So 108.90, a little bit away over here. You see, it could actually, you might be able to get, it might come back, and but when it does come back, don't expect it to go all the way. You see, one of the things I got to say to you guys is don't get into trades based on the fact that it's cheap in your mind. Don't get the supermarket mentality. If something's cheap, there's a reason for it being cheap. It's a good sell. Okay, and if it's expensive, there's a reason for it. It's being expensive. It's a good buy. And it's the third way we trade. We trade on overbought and oversold. We all know that. But when you want to trade something like this thing, we know we want to buy it because it's right at the bottom, but we don't want to buy it just yet. We want to buy it when it goes back up and it breaks that level. In fact, where you bought, Doug, sort of, if it breaks that level, then you're sort of breaking out of structure, and then you've got a chance to actually take a buy on it. But don't catch a falling knife, as we used to call it in the old days. Don't try and catch a falling knife. Wait for it to turn around, give you a little bit of upside. And then once you've got that upside, once it breaks that structure, breaks that level, then you buy. That's when you want to buy. I wouldn't have taken that long at any period down here. I would have waited for it to break back through this, what is now resistance, before I would actually look at taking a long. Your next support level is down at 107.50. Your stop loss is at 107.65, which is above that. You're probably going to be, if it goes all the way, you're going to be upset because it's going to come down into the support and turn around and go up. So just be careful. Just keep your eyes. If your loss is not that bad, you might want to look at where you stand with it after all this. What is it? ECB monetary policy statement, which is obviously causing quite a lot of headache for everyone today. See, myself, I'm in the euro, Japanese yen, but I'm playing this one to the short side, which means I'm playing for the euro to go up as well. So let's just see how we go. Let's see what happens. You were looking at the daily chart when you placed the buy. Does the daily chart look like it's a buy? Let's just have a quick look here, guys. Have a look at the daily chart. Ooh. How's it, David? Welcome, man. Afternoon from SA, around the corner from Rob. Did you see this? No, you took it at 108.90. What did you see, Doug? What did you see? Maybe let's discuss it because it'll help everyone at the end of the day. What did you actually see, Doug? What made you take this trade at 108.90? Unless was it this trend support maybe that? If it was the trend support, your trade is invalidated. I don't know. Just have a look there and let me know, because that trend support, you see, if you took it because of this, I would have maybe taken the level there, which is not a bad thing for you. Trend support. Okay, Doug, I get you. But now my trend would have been there. Okay. Now I know what you did. My trend would have been there. So you're very close to keeping it within the trend. So you're still okay there. But your trend you probably drew this way. And that's probably what enticed you. The problem with that is it's broken that structure, and that structure would be invalid. Look, the way I see it, the way I draw this picture on the daily chart, I'm looking at the main trend resistance being around there. And that level is at 108.05, which is way above your stop loss. And it might stop falling here. So you might be in the pound seats. You might be okay there, Doug. And then it'll turn around and come back up and give a bit of a correction. So there's a possibility you're okay. A possibility you're okay with that. Yeah, as I said, every system, every person's got their own idea on a trade. That's why it's 50-50. One will call it buy, one will call it sell. That's just how the market runs. And we just have to understand that we're going to take some losses when we trade, and we must just manage the risk really carefully. That's what you got to do. Just look after that risk and you'll be okay. How's it, Patrick? Checking in from Virginia. Haha, welcome, dude, welcome. Okay, so as I showed you guys in the beginning, I'm actually totally surprised by this Funded Trader Challenge account, which we took for you guys to see how we go. I'm really chuffed. They've now added this trading view to it as well. So we can actually use this thing now a little bit instead of just having to switch it on every time and take a trade. And it's got the little drawings on it. Maybe they listened to my video. Maybe they watched my video when I said to them, we need something a little bit better to work with here, because it's a little bit tricky to work with it. I mean, I'm basically trading on MT5 and then coming back to these things and taking other trades just to, and you know how complicated it is to be switching all these different platforms on all the time. So yeah, but we did this to see if we would be able to use our system on a Funded Trader Challenge, and it looks like we are able to. We're not winning yet, but we are able to use the system here. And I think eventually we're going to play it out and we're going to work it out nicely. And I think now that we've got some decent stuff to work with here, maybe it'll be even better. But this is quite cool. I actually quite like this. I quite like that this is now on here. And I see they're offering all kinds of discounts and everything now. So these guys are really growing. And, you know, they're really good with, you're allowed to do news trading, keep it over the weekends, the scaling plans, payouts. I mean, I'm actually quite impressed, to be quite honest with you. I mean, there's been a lot of hoo-ha around these Funded Trader Markets accounts and that. And this one seems to be okay. They seem to be doing their thing and not putting the pressure on the trader like, oh yeah, this rule and that rule and the million rules. They seem to be very lax on the rules, very relaxed, you know. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that one. Like I say, I did leave a link for you guys if you want to look at these guys. But I think it's a little, you know, because for a guy like me, I'm a slow trader. So the last thing I need is them telling me now I must close my trades on the weekend, or you know, I must close my trades overnight, or I'm not allowed to trade during the news, or I must trade with an ICT system, or some equally ridiculous thing, you know. Oh, must be apocalypse now. There's a helicopter going by. Right, okay. How's it, Aaron? Welcome. Jed, welcome. How's it? Welcome back. Carl's back. Yeah, I see you all coming back. It's great stuff. One day, I would love to see the live show with like thousands of viewers. But for now, it's just us, and that's great. There's no problem with that. But I see the guys with the 5-minute charts. Man, they get so many people watching their videos, and they sit together and whatnot, and they just take trades on the 5-minute charts. Have you noticed that these guys just never lose? Eh? They just always win. The scalpers always win. They show you a video, they're always winning. And I just, wow, maybe I should be a scalper. Maybe I should be a 5-minute chart guy. Funny how the statistics show that 99% of people lose on the 5-minute charts. But when I watch the guys, they're always winning. Yeah, that's why I started this channel, by the way, in case you guys don't know. It's because that drove me completely insane. Do the show on Zoom so we can talk to you. Okay, Doug, I'm still figuring it all out. Okay, and still figuring out how to do all these things. So I'll look into that. I'll look into that. I do have Zoom, but I didn't even know you could do that. So you've taught me something new there, Doug. I'll have a look at it and see. That would be great. And yeah, no, I love the fact we've got the chat and everything and whatnot. And but I see what Doug's saying. There could be an issue there with everybody trying to talk at the same time. I mean, I get that, but it would be nice to have a Zoom. I get that. And I've been in a lot of Zoom meetings where you got all these people in it and what have you, and everybody's chatting and stuff. So, no, can the computers handle it? Can the server handle it? Don't know, but I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at it. I didn't even know you could actually think of doing that. Number FX. I think I know who you're talking about. I think I've seen the X name, and Lamborghinis and all that stuff. Yeah, there's a few of those, by the way. But like I said, I'm not one to diss the other traders or to talk bad about them or to say they're talking rubbish or anything like that. Quite frankly, as I say to you guys, you can learn from these guys because none of them are actually, when they show you how to trade, none of them are showing you something that's not real. You can use those systems to trade. Those systems work. And they're actually doing the community a favor by showing you that. I think the big problem with these guys is they're trying to sell you something and they're trying to sell you a product, and maybe that's why they show off with the Lamborghinis and they show up and fake statements and win every trade. They don't want to show themselves possibly losing a trade or anything like that because, you know, that would just make them look bad. And oddly enough, you know, they actually get a big following because people believe that. People believe that you can become a millionaire overnight. People believe that money falls out the sky. And people don't understand that this is something you have to learn, something you have to get around, and something that's like a career. But it's not rocket science. It's not difficult to figure it out. The actual trading part is the easy part. The difficult part is your mind, the fear of trading, the actual application of trading. That is the most difficult part. That's the part that is complicated, getting around it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no problem, Daryl. I left it, I'm pretty sure I left a link. If it's not in the live video, so sorry. Please just go to the channel, pick any one of my videos. I've definitely left a link in there for the Discord. It's there for sure. Just it's in the description down there, and you just click on that, and you'll find us, and we're all there, and it's free. So, and I think I've only put it on the live videos actually, that link, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I think I only wanted really the members and the live people to come to the Discord anyway, and because you guys are invested in it, and you know, I can give my time to you guys, let's say. I think a lot of people out there that are just watching the videos for the hell of it, you know, what's the point? But yeah, that was something that came about as you guys asked for it, the Discord channel. You guys asked me to put it together, so I put it together, and I'm working around that as well. It's a bit like Doug now said to me, maybe we should try Zoom. We'll have a look at that as well. That's why I've got these things going. It's all ideas from your side more than from my side. As I said to you guys before, and I actually put this channel together originally simply to show. I wanted to put a video out there to show that guys with these Lamborghinis and that showing you that money is dropping out the sky and all that sort of thing. That wasn't the case, because it just drove me nuts. And I thought I'd put a couple of videos out and show everyone that. And then it just turned out to be this. And it's come a long way. Let's be honest, it's come a long way. And now I'm really invested in it, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's great stuff. Yeah, I have removed the traders block. What's been happening to me after the traders block is I moved my stops around and all my stops keep getting taken out. So I've just got to leave them a bit wider again. All in profit, by the way. Every single stop that got taken out in profit. But yeah, maybe I moved them too close and too quick because of my traders block. So yeah, but I'm feeling comfortable again. It's all good. I just had a bad moment on Tuesday. Is the Discord link okay? So I'll put another one in. I'll put a new one in, and I think you're only allowed to maybe take a certain amount at a time or something like that. So I'll just get a new Discord link and put it in there, or maybe I can put it here. I don't know if I can actually get it here. Let's get the Discord channel up, and yeah, there's a Discord channel. So I just need to get a link for you guys. Can I remember how to do that? Yeah, wow, I can't even remember how to do it now. See, now I've it's kind of like gone into frozen mode here. Get you guys a link. User settings, turn on logical trading. Yeah, more of a swing trader than a day trader. Can anybody remember how to get a link? How we get the links from these things? General. Create invite. There we go. Finally. Set this link to never expire. Copy. What is that going to look like? Oh, there you go. Boom. There you go. Gosh, I figured that out. Can you believe it? There you go. Old man like me figuring that out. Yeah, I'm not used to these things. It's cool. I've always used WhatsApp to contact with people and whatnot. Yes, I'm more of a swing trader. Definitely more of a swing position trader. I was always a position trader. And the reason for that is all the years, I started trading long before these fancy computers came out, long before all these little numbers came out and little moving things and all this fancy stuff. And funded trader accounts and things like that running around. You know, we didn't have this stuff. And we couldn't trade on 5-minute charts and things like that back in the day. We used pens and pencils to trade. And, you know, you would buy the newspaper in the morning and buy the newspaper in the evening. That was kind of how we traded. So I've always been in the position trader thing. And I must say, I did try my hand at 5-minute trading, 1-minute trading, 15-minute trading. I did sort of move along those lines because you get bored and it's exciting to trade those things. But then I learned also that it's almost like going to the roulette table. I'm not saying that trading is gambling. Don't get me wrong, I will never say that. But what I am saying is that's a lot like going to the roulette table and just putting it on red or black, because there is no reliable information on a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart. And at the end of the day, what you find is people using candlestick patterns, for example, or candlestick shapes to determine what the next trade will be. Or it opens and it goes above the last high, and then there's a wash and it goes below the last low, and then you take a trade and whatnot. And because it works a few times, then the guys are excited about it. Now, there are those guys that can actually get it right and are very fortunate and do trade pretty well in that sort of trading. But what I found was there's a reason 99% of traders lose, and it's because it's very much You must remember, if you take a trade on a candle, the candle is only valid for the next candle. It's not valid for the whole chart, right? So you can look at a chart and say, well, it's going that way and I'll trade that way and I'll follow that pattern. But what you'll find is, if you don't have the psychology right and you can't trade like a very high stakes trader, you are going to struggle on a 5-minute chart. And they did research. They actually took a bunch of pro traders, not idiots, not fools, not people who don't know how to trade. They took people that know how to trade, that know the markets, that know economies, that know things about the market, people that trade in offices. And they put them in a room and they said to them, trade the 5-minute charts. And there, 99% of them lost. Pro traders, 99% of them lost. So you've got to ask yourself the question, is 5-minute trading or day trading, does it work? And effectively what I've found is that most 5-minute traders lose money. So it's unfortunate, but that's why I swing trade and that's why I position trade. I call it position. It's just a name. It's just a name. What it means is I'll take a trade on a slower time frame and I'll leave it overnight. But I won't leave it over the weekend if I can help it. I'll try not to, especially with geopolitics and that out there. So that's a position trade. That's a swing trade. And at the end of the day, what's in a name? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So the reason I trade on the 4 hours mostly is not because it's easier to win, but rather because I don't sit and look at charts all day. I don't want to sit and look at charts all day. I love trading, but just remember, after you've been doing this for 30 years, you kind of get sick of sitting looking at charts all day. I've got other things to do that I want to do as well. Go to the shops, go to the beach, go hang out and whatnot, and make these YouTube videos, for example, which is a bit of fun. So, it's that's the reason I use the 4 hour, not even the 1 hour or the 30 minutes, is because with that, I can take a trade, I can put my position in place and walk away. For example, this funded trader challenge that we took, are we on the right one? We've got a trade in on this, and I just put the price, we took the open price, we put a stop loss in place, we put a take profit in place, and it's a wide take profit, and it's a wide stop loss, and I walk away and I leave it. It's funny, it's not showing it on this. It's showing my is that my purchase price? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, looks like it. It's showing my purchase price. It's not showing my stop loss and my limits on this chart, but maybe if I play with the settings, it'll work out. But normally it does. Normally it shows my stop loss and my take profit, but my stop loss is over here, not too far away, just in the right place. Take profit down there. Now I can walk away and leave that trade. Yesterday I had the US 500, got taken out in profit. So be it. It's one of those things. This is a challenge account that I took to prove that we can actually keep an account open using the 4 hour charts. But like I said, these guys are very good at allowing you to leave your trades overnight, allowing you to do news trading, allowing you to keep your trades over the weekend, trade your own system. You don't have to trade with some fancy fandangle system that they want you to trade with. They're not too concerned about, exact, if you weren't 100% consistent, we're going to kick you out and that sort of thing. They're actually quite relaxed. So, yeah. Yeah, more of a swing trader. That was the question. So, yeah, don't add to losers. We all know that. I've spoken about that, and I was supposed to talk about not trading with indicators. But I think you guys all understand that. I think you guys all know that we don't use indicators to trade because we don't want to complicate the issue, because we don't want to trade against ourselves, and we don't want to confuse our brains into thinking that we need indicators to give us a win. I mean, you can just take a look at this gold trade and you can see for yourself that it's in a bullish mode. I mean, what indicator do you need to tell you that this is in a bullish mode and that it's going to the upside? If it breaks to the upside here, man, it's probably going to go to 28. It's flying. I'm expecting a little bit of a correction, or was hoping for a bit of a correction into this demand area. where I could get another buy. The US 500 is almost hitting where my target was, which is really painful because that would have been a great trade. And unfortunately, I left the stop in when I went to bed last night, so that's my own fault. This DAX also got taken out at a fat profit. Where's the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ was doing quite well. That was looking like a nice trade. And I was actually looking at this as a trade. Yeah, it's sort of needs to come back a little bit more. No, it's in the right spot, actually. This actually looks like a nice trade. Even on the 4 hour, if you just draw this trend in, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. The NASDAQ looks like a reasonable trade as well. Maybe wait for it to come down, back down to the 20,000s. 20,000 is a round figure. We'll see how that goes. And everything's going up today. You know, my main concern for these markets at the moment is they are so high that I'm just waiting for that correction, because it always comes. All the years I've been trading, I know these corrections come and they come suddenly. Now look at the Nikkei. Ooh, look at this head and shoulders. Hey, you guys see the head and shoulders there? Nice big head and shoulders that's developed here. Okay, so it hasn't played out yet. It's here. If that price breaks below this line, the head and shoulders plays out, it's going to go all the way down to 37.5. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, guys. Nikkei's developing a nice big head and shoulders here. That's a big pattern in the market. So I'm not going to take that long just yet, because if it breaks that level there, you see that little high there? If it breaks that high there, the head and shoulders will be invalidated. If it doesn't break that high there, there's a chance it's going to come down and break this and go. So watch out for that. You see these little things in the market, you know, they sort of say to you, keep your eyes open, watch out for what you're doing. France 40 has gone nice and long. Okay, so the SA 40 is turning over. That's quite a hammer. So yeah, let's see. Okay, SA 40 is turning over. Let's see what happens. Now, what I do with stocks, Jed, I don't trade them anymore. I actually, what I do with stocks these days is I just invest. Let's say I invest. So what I do over the years, and that's what I always recommend, especially to younger guys, but I always recommend it. You know, choose a bunch of stocks that you want to invest in, and just keep putting money in every month. Just keep adding. So what I do with stocks is I have a bunch of stocks in an investment account that I bought over the years, and every month I just add to that. I just add some more money to it just to keep the account happy, because if I add to every month, they don't charge me any fees as well. And very much I get paid dividends, which is great. I can live on that. I'm happy with that. So, and I just never look back. I never sell the shares ever, unless I see something looking really bad. If I see something that looks like it's going to crash, then I'll sell and buy into something else. But that's very seldom. Generally, I don't even look. I just buy and just leave them. Even if this market turns over, even if this US 500 or SA 40, if it turns over and crashes down, I don't sell those shares. I just leave them. They're invested, they pay, and that's it. What I'm doing at the moment, because the markets are so high, and I know I should not have the supermarket mentality, but the supermarket mentality is telling me, do you know what? Don't add to the shares as we stand at the moment. Wait for a correction. So I'm waiting for a possible 10% correction, and then I'm stashing money into the account, and then I'll just distribute it in when we have a nice correction, because then you get a better entry point on all of those companies. There's a whole bunch of companies that you can earn: Nvidia, Amazon, McDonald's, Tesla, you know, to name but a few, Apple, all of them. They're in there. I don't even know how much they are sometimes. I don't care. I know that I own a percentage. I've got my money in there and I get paid dividends, and that's all that matters to me. But a lot of South African companies, a lot of American companies. I only do USA and South Africa. And you'll be surprised if you just keep investing for the next 10, 20 years. You'll be surprised how much you've got in 20 years' time if you put a small amount in. It's crazy, actually. It's better than any bank savings account. It's better than any uh, um, investment account. It's better than any pension. It's just always there. If you look back on the US 500 for the last 99 years, it's just been going up and up and up and up. It's very much a Warren Buffett style of investing. Only he's much better than me. He buys big time into the companies and whatnot. But yeah, that's the style. Look, it's easy to check. You just go and you just have a look at the stocks on Yahoo or any of those, and they give you the dividend yield. And you can just check the dividend yield. They change from time to time. And there are a few that are good and there are a few that are bad. But the USA doesn't pay as good dividends as South African stocks. The South African stocks, most of them average about 6%, whereas the USA, some of them 0, some of them 1 and 2%. So they're not as good. But on the flip side, what you got to look at with stocks is if they're not really paying you a dividend, they're putting the money back into the company if it's a good, strong company. So the company is going to grow that much faster as well, and the value of your shares are going to grow that much faster as well. If you get to a point in your life where you need the dosh, then it's there. It's all there. You see, Jed started doing it 4 years ago. You're already halfway there. 10 years, you'll be surprised. 4 years, it's still 10 years. It's wow. You'll be shocked and stunned in 10 years. Yeah, if you want to sell things at a certain time and move things around, you can. Nothing wrong with that. You can take one company and say, well, I'm done with that, move it over to something else. But why would you sell a perfectly good stock? Why would you sell a perfectly good company? Just keep it, just hold on to it. But that's my investment policy, my investment system. A child can do investing. Investing is the easiest thing in the world because you don't even have to know anything about the stock market. All you got to do is buy shares. And if you go into Yahoo, you can actually simply get the dividend yields, the earnings yields, and that sort of thing. And a good dividend yield, the percentage, you can see what kind of percentage they're offering. You can also see the price to earnings ratios on the companies and work out, anything below 15 is really cheap. And anything above 15, 20 starts to get expensive. So if you've got a price to earnings of 40, 50, just be careful of what you're buying. But that said, people look at it that way, but then you go to NVIDIA and they've got a high price to earnings ratio, but they're an excellent company. So, just buy it and leave it. Now you see HSBC 7 to 8%. It's fantastic. There's quite a few out there that offer good returns. The South African stocks generally offer quite good returns as well. I don't really do the UK stocks, but the USA stocks don't offer good dividends, but they do offer good return and a good value. They grow really well. And for me, what I tend to do, and I don't know if I should be telling you guys this, but what I tend to do, because I'm in South Africa, and the South African rand is not the strongest thing on earth, okay? So what I do is when the South African rand is strong down here, like it is even in anywhere in these 17s, I send money over to that US account as much as I can, and then it weakens, and then that increases the value of my portfolio as well, based on this simple little formula as well. So like if this is up in the 18s, 19s, it's not a good time to be sending money over. But if it's down here, it's an excellent time to be pushing money over to that side. So that as well is something that I like to do, to make a little bit of extra dosh on any given day. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's something that I do. US dollar CAD. You got short on US dollar CAD. Let's have a look. US dollar CAD. How does US dollar CAD look? Yeah, does look like it could go short, but let's just have a look at the H4 chart. Oh no. Now you've got to be careful. Let's go back to where I did my research on US dollar CAD. Ouch. Okay. Wow. I've got a short here. My stop loss is above the previous high, which is up there. Okay. Stop loss is up there. That's cool. Your take profit could be anywhere. Look, it hasn't broken structure, so be careful of this. I'm just going to show you this. Not to say your trade is wrong, it could be right. But it's got a chance of coming back into what was resistance is now support. It's going to do one or two things. It can break through, or it's going to go into this and then shoot straight back up. So if it comes back into here, keep an eye on your trade. Watch your trade very closely. It could also, see here, there could be a little bit of a level just above it as well, which is a kind of demand area. But I think most likely come back into the actual support area and then maybe shoot on up, because you do have a bit of a sort of trend here where it's coming down. So you're in the right spot, but there's not a lot of reward here. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of risk, but not that much reward. But just be careful if it gets into this level. Just watch what it does. Watch it closely. Okay, your loss will be $50 with a view to making $100, I hope, because that's how we roll. You need to make $100. So what I'm looking for with the oil, I'm looking for a short on the oil, but I'm waiting for it to sort of retrace a bit. There's a big fair value gap over here. Don't know if you can see it. Okay, big gap in here. So I was kind of hoping that it would come back up here and then we could get a nice short at around 75, 75.5, somewhere there, coming back down. But it's sitting here, and it looks to me like it'll just do a continuation. And the risk to reward's not that great, because the risk is there, and the risk is up there and the reward is here. So what I was hoping it would come back up into this sort of fair value, or up into this trend resistance, and then give us a nice bit of reward down to the support. But yeah, okay, Brent, I'm looking at short on Brent, not long. I like oil this week, as I sold before your Tuesday live show. Yeah, I wouldn't go heavy short on the US dollar CAD, that's for sure. I'd be very wary of that, going short heavy on that. Looks like our euro, Japanese yen is playing out nicely. So hopefully, and I'm not going to move my stop loss on this one until it's $1,000, because I've been doing this. I've been moving my stop loss too early this week, and I've been taken out a few times in profit, but still it's painful. So I'm leaving it. So hopefully this one will go all the way down, because this will be a nice profit if that one goes all the way down. The US dollar ZAR, okay, that one is playing up. Euro US dollar, all going down. Ah, man. Okay, so probably come down to that level. And the Dixie still going up. Woo, yeah, look at that chart. Look at that chart. And gold is still going up. That one's painful as well because we could have still been long in there. I'm sure some of you have still got your longs in the gold, still holding. Okay, so Jed, you're still short on the Brent then. You short as we stand. I take it you're short. Just asking. Because if you are, keep it. Because worst case scenario is it'll correct a bit and go down. I think it's going to reach the actual support level again. But just keep an eye out. One thing I always keep an eye out for on Brent, and I never watch the news, or for the news in trading, but because I used to, and I took that out of my trading. But on Brent, I keep an eye on the geopolitics. If things start going a bit hazy in the Middle East, just watch out because oil gets expensive. Okay, just be careful of that. Watch out for them. You took your message out. You can never do that on social media. You took profit. Okay, now fantastic. That's brilliant because there is a big profit here, obviously. That's a nice one. But if you were still short, I'd say keep it because looks like a continuation pattern. It's in structure. Worst case scenario is it comes back up into this fair value and then it takes money and comes back down again. So yeah, Brent looks pretty short at the moment. But like I say, I'm waiting for a better risk to reward. Waiting for it just to come back up here nicely. And we can get a nice short down. I'm actually really waiting for this trade. It looks like a nice trade. Like I was waiting for the US 500 and I took it, and then like an idiot I got out here. Well, I didn't get out. It took me out with a stop loss. At least it's a profit. But yeah, they try to make yourself feel better with it. Doesn't make me feel better at all. Oh, the FTSE's broken to the upside. Look at that. Wow, that's a biggie. Looks like the FTSE's going to go long. This thing's been in a range for a long time. Just got to be careful of this scenario here on the left. But wow, that's actually amazing because the FTSE's been sitting in here for such a long time. Okay, there's two of these. Just got to watch out for that. But this looks like it could break to the upside. Might follow the US 500. Looks to me like the US 500 wants to go and search out the 6,000. We shall see. Might be uptrend daily from September the 11th. Brent daily. Daily. Let's go and see what we got here. September. Yeah. You see, there is but it's not much of an uptrend. Look at the overall picture here, Jed. The overall picture over the last few months on the daily is very much a short trend. Okay. Then it broke to the upside, but it didn't break the structure. It stayed below it and it's come back down again. So it looks like it's going to stay in this major macro structure. It's got a major macro structure here. Look at this. It's like, let me draw a line in for you. Pretty much in that structure, and it's pretty much staying in it. Looks short. Looks like it's staying short. I don't see it going long anytime soon. It's staying in that macro structure, and even on the downs on the bottom side, look at that. It's staying in that structure. So I would expect it'll probably remain short. That's the daily chart, eh? Probably remain short, probably stay there. And we'll probably get a decent short trade. That's why I say I'm waiting for it to just give me a little bit of an upside here. Give me a bit of risk to reward, and we can take a nice short on this guy. Okay. Now, where are we? We're still on Brent. That's the 4 hours. Okay. You see the picture's slightly different when you take it to the lower time frames. You get the different picture, but if you see it on the day chart, then you get the picture of where the trade's actually going. Your most reliable information comes from the day chart. Your most unreliable information comes from the 5-minute chart. If you want to go down a few time frames to look for sniper entries, you can, but just bear in mind that it could be disastrous. Okay. Right. Okay, perfect. Handy to hear. Yeah, no, totally did. It's always good just to go to the day chart and just go and have a look at the big picture. But always look at the big picture, because that's where it is on the day chart, the bigger picture. The smaller pictures are in between, and you need to trade those. And these are the smaller pictures that we're trading here. You know, these like supply areas and little trends within and whatnot. But we now know the bigger picture is to the downside. So we're looking for short trades on Brent where we can find them. Okay, when trading in a trend, e.g. going short, would one look at the charts creating a lower low to stay in a trade? Or if one sees a higher high, would that show a change in direction? The higher high will show a change in direction. So when trading in a trade, would one look at the charts creating a lower low to stay in the trade? Yes. Okay. So you see a higher high, it'll show a change in structure. So, but if you want to see a change in structure, David, it's actually quite easy. For example, I'm just going to use this because it's on a 4 hour. If you've got a, let's actually go to Brent. It's actually going to be a good place to look, and we'll just go to the day chart like we were. I just want to try and show you how a change in structure would look. Okay, so because we've got this nice downtrend, I'm going to show it to you on this day chart, and there's a structure there on the day chart as well. So if you look in the past, there was structure there, right? So there was your structure. It was going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, came down. Now, when you say, like, okay, so I'm going to turn this on its head, right? So this would have been going past the lower low and breaking the structure. But if you want to see it break the structure, if it breaks through that trend support, it's broken through the structure. And it closes and it moves on. It's broken through the structure. Now you see it broke the structure. It broke the structure nicely. It did break the lower low. It also broke the structure of the support line. And then it continued on its bearish trend. Now the same thing will happen if this price goes up and breaks the higher high here. Okay, then it's going to turn around and become bullish, go up. But it'll break the trend line going this way. So you'll see there'll be a trend line going through this way. And if it breaks through that trend line, it would have broken that higher high, and you've broken structure. It's going the other way. And that's how you trade the third way on the overbought, oversold. So remember, I told you guys we trade three ways. We trade with a trend in structure. We trade in the range, like the FTSE in a range. And then we trade on the overbought, oversold. But on the overbought, oversold, we don't just take trades. We take trades when the structure breaks. When it turns around, it breaks the structure, and we take that trade. So those are the three patterns that we're looking for in the markets. And then obviously we use the support and resistance and the trend lines to give us our trading area, and the candles to show us when we've got a confirmed direction, which way we're going, which is why I'm one of the few traders these days that trades with red and green candles. All the other guys think that it's somehow psychologically bad for them. For me, it's so much easier to see when a candle closes and it's going in that direction and it's red and it's come out of the resistance area. It's telling me clearly that I need to go short. And if it's green and it's coming out of the support area, it's telling me clearly that I need to go long. It's really simple. Keep them red and green, guys. So easy. So easy. You don't have to get complicated and be fancy. And I've seen guys with blue ones and white ones and black ones. And if that works for you, if it floats your boat, that's fine. But like I say, it's so easy for me. I glance and I can see it, and there it is. I don't have to worry. I don't have to concentrate. Now, which way is that going? What color is that bar? Don't worry about it. That's what I use candles for. I just use them to tell me which way it's going. These tails tell me that the sellers got out of the market and the buyers pushed them back up. That's a strong signal. You know, these pincer tops, they tell me things are turning around. See, like these little pincer tops here, they tell me things are turning around. And obviously the highs and lows of the day. I really don't need a lot from the market to take a trade. Okay, so I hope that answers your question there, David. I hope that helps a little bit. Gives you some insight into what will work and what won't work. Just wanted to see what's going on here. Hey, let's have a look at what's happening on the funded account, if anything. I haven't taken any trades here today. Well, I did. I got stopped out on the US 500, didn't I? Let's just see here. I don't suppose there's anything else, but I must actually have a look at setting these charts up on the side now, because they'll become quite useful on the funded account side. It's amazing that you can actually trade with that now over here. That actually does help quite a lot. So we don't want to change that again. We don't want to change that again. Is there any other trades? Brent, crude, oil. It's on H1, that's why it needs to be on H4. I need to draw all the levels in over here so I can see what's going on. And maybe I need to change the color to something I'm used to. Trading on a white chart is quite bright, I must be honest. If we can change the color here. Oh, that's fancy. Yeah, canvas, symbol, status line, template. Okay, so nice. Okay. Background. Boom. Ha ha ha. There we go. Boom. Ooh, terrible color, man. Yes. No, I should have gone more for that. Oh, that looks a bit better. Okay, let's do that. All right. Doesn't look too bad, I suppose. Yeah. We shall play around with this. Look at that. Okay. Actually incorporates everything quite nicely. Alrighty. Okay, that's actually quite cool. All right. We can use the charts there as well now. Don't have to leave them alone. So yeah, brokers. Somebody asked me about brokers. Somebody asked me what brokers they should use. Guys, if you want to choose a broker, unless you look, the funded trader thing is a completely different thing altogether. But when you're choosing your cash account broker, I always recommend to people, because you guys are all over the world, and the important thing is that you choose a broker in your location, and you choose one that's been around for a while, that's reputable, and then just have a look at what kind of deal they're offering you, what kind of fees you're going to pay, how expensive it's going to be, how much they're going to charge, what your spreads look like. Spreads are important. You get quite wide spreads. I noticed on Tuesday, I think it was Rama mentioned to me that IG was charging a fortune for US dollar, South African rand or something. It's crazy. The spreads were wide. So yeah, that's the higher time frames have been new to me after watching. I'm still trading fairly frequently, but on multiple instruments. I've had my best fortnight in years. Would you limit trade, the number of trades? No, trade as much as you want. Trade as much as you want. Trade as many as you can. If you find more trades, take them. And I say use all the instruments. Use as many as the instruments as you can. And if you see a trade come to you, take it. Take as many as you can. Look, you don't have, if you're trading on the higher time frames, like the 4-hour, you actually really, it's easy to manage your trades. You don't have to manage your trades. If you've got 10 trades open on the 4-hour, what is there to manage? I mean, you've got so much space. You can just click through them and see how they're doing. It really isn't that difficult. So open as many as you can. Go for it. No worries there, Jed. Absolutely. That's a good question. If a trader takes 9 trades and another trader takes 500 trades, but they make the same amount of money at the end of the year, which trader would you prefer? Well, in all honesty, I wouldn't prefer either of the traders. I mean, they might both be lovely people and they might both be great traders. But if it was me trading, I'd rather be the one who took the 9 trades than the one who took the 500 trades. Because if I was the one taking the 500 trades, I'd probably look 50 years older than I do and totally crazy. Whereas if I just took the 9 trades, I probably would have spent a lot of my time at the beach and I would have enjoyed my life. So if it was me taking the trades, I'd rather be the trader that took the 9 trades than the trader that took the 500 trades. Let's put it that way. But I mean, which trader would I prefer? I don't know, you know. All good. And if you can put your trades in at 2 to 1 and leave them, just leave them trading, that's what you want. Just leave them and forget about them and don't worry about them. The big problem comes in with this type of trading is your decision making on the weekend. Like last Friday, I took the decision to get out of my trades like I normally do because of the too many geopolitics in the world. If the world looks really quiet, I will sometimes take the gamble, take the chance and leave the trades in. But I really try not to. And that's where this kind of trading does kind of fall short a bit because you sometimes get to a Friday afternoon and you think, I don't really want to dump that trade. And that's where it gets a little bit iffy. But further than that, I always prefer the slower trading. The slower trading works better for me. So how does this look on the big chart? Oh, look at that. Okay, so if we take this to the day chart, okay, and let me just see what we've got here. Why can't I? Oh, all right, that's interesting. Where's the prices? Why aren't the prices here? That's really interesting. Okay. Oh, I've got them on the wrong color. Settings. Oh boy. Okay. That's better. Gosh. Getting old, eh? Where's the prices? What's going on here? You guys are ripping me off. Right. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. On a day chart, a line chart. Let's have a look. What are we looking at? Interesting. Doing something completely different here. It's not really lining up, but yeah, okay. Just want to see what we've got. And I want to see what we've got here. Okay. A bit of support there. I should change the color of that. Change the full to gray as well. Okay. Let's have a look. Take it back to the there. Take it back to the H4. Gonna have to look at the scales here. See what we've got. Good job. There we go. Interesting. Very interesting. Looks quite cool actually. That's working quite nicely actually. That's actually working quite nicely. Okay, so we're gonna have to draw the support in. Let me see how that compares to my original thing here. Yeah, pretty much that's at 81. Wow. Oh, what's going on here? Getting excited with me. What did you do now? It went back to white. I'll have to have a look. There's probably a glitch in the system here. But yeah, there it is, 81. So we'll just draw the support in. Yeah, that's actually quite cool. So that's working, kind of. Obviously, I need to set up the colors again. Why did it do that? Seriously? Oh, man. Put it back there. Put this one back there. So we got, okay. I'd like you to stay there if you could. Yeah, okay. I'll have a look at that. That's fine. All right, guys. So, trader who's taking 9 trades, his risk is also going to be more compared to the other one because going heavy on those trades, risky. The trader who is taking 9 trades, his risk is going to be more compared to the other one because it's going to be heavy on those trades, risky. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it depends what the risk factor is. I would say the person taking the 500 trades is the more high stakes trader than the person taking the 9 trades. The person taking the 500 trades is probably risking on much lower movements and risking higher amounts per trade than the guy who's trading is probably trading a much wider band. So the risk is not as bad. Because if you look at someone who's trading in this band and someone who's trading in the bigger band, the guy who's trading in the bigger band has probably got more possibility of reaching the profit at the end of the day. So yeah, it's much of a muchness. The risk is the same. Whether you take 9 trades or 500 trades, the person taking the 500 trades is probably more risky because they're obviously taking smaller trades with bigger amounts at the end of the day. Yeah, so guys, that's been an interesting afternoon. Yep, you'd look at those losing the least. Okay. Who's losing the least? Yeah, that too. But you did say that the person, if they make the same profit, the person taking the 500 trades and 9 trades make the same profit, which one would you choose? Yeah, I'd rather also take 9 trades and make the same profit than take 500 trades to make the same profit. But it doesn't matter one way or the other. Just the slower you trade, the easier you trade. And it's all the same at the end of the day. The structure always remains the same at the end of the day. Doesn't change. Doesn't change at all. Okay. So guys, I'm now going to be on my way. It's that time of the day again. And the dogs are probably going to want fed. It's been fun. It's been a great trading afternoon with you guys. And it's been interesting. And I'm quite chuffed to see that we're moving along and we're getting along. And you guys can actually tell me what to do these days. And that's actually brilliant. So hope your trading goes well and everything goes according to plan over the next day. I will set up another video for tomorrow that's coming out, and then one for the weekend, which will go over the week. And we'll be back live again next week on Tuesday again. And then we'll have the video on Monday as well. So I will look into that Zoom thing, but I'll see how that goes. See what happens. Great stream, Rob. Thank you. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. All good. Looking good. Looks fantastic. So we're heading in the right direction. Francois, are you happy with the Discord? Look, it's got to grow. I'm happy with it. I'm figuring it out, as you guys saw earlier with me trying to find the link and all that. Go for it. Guys, do me a favor. Put your trades on there if you want to. Give everybody advice and have discussion on there, and I'll fill in where I can as well. I don't sit and watch it 100% all of the time, but I'll try and put my 10 cents worth in as much as possible. And please, guys, use it. Go mad. Talk to each other and help each other out, because that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a community of like-minded traders that become profitable and make money and understand that this is a career and it's a 50-50 game. So yeah, share the successes, go mad. Share the failures, go mad. No worries. I want you all to do well. and to make money in the market and become successful traders. And once we all understand how it works for you guys and how it's going, then you can start moving on and getting along. So use the Discord, please use it, and I'll try and put my 10 cents in whenever I can. So thanks for watching, guys. I want to thank you guys for being here. It's been great. And I'm actually quite enjoying this journey on YouTube, to be quite honest with you. I never thought it would get here, but it has. So we'll keep it going forever. It's fun. It's been good. So guys, cheers. And yeah, I think the thing I'm most impressed with today is that this funded trader market's brought TradingView into their charting. So I think that's going to help a lot of people that are on that funded trader markets account. It's going to be good for them. And I do believe that was necessary, that was needed, because when you go onto that charting package and you try and work with the stuff, it was completely useless. I would literally take the trades on my MT5 and then come over to here and then go over to there and then take the trades. At least now you can open that and do some research, which is handy. I'm glad that my live shows are in your diary now. That makes me feel better too. But guys, cheers. Thanks a lot. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful weekend. If I don't chat to you before then, I will obviously put out the members video tomorrow morning again, and the normal video in the afternoon. And there'll be a video over the weekend again as well. But further than that, I'll see you on the live show next week.